Hello, I'm Azaikyousuke. So yeah, I am making another update video. You guys might have noticed the I Hate Gao t-shirt, but yes, I actually do wear this outside. I actually just came back from eating, from the food festival that I said I was going to be eating with my sister. You guys on YouTube wouldn't know about this because I said this on my last recording session for Princess X, which is also the last episode that I will be recording for Princess X. So this is an update video about Princess X along with Mamatoto. Both playthroughs for Patreon and also YouTube picks are done. Technically, they're not really done at the same week. I kinda added in an extra episode for people on YouTube because I kinda know there was only one route left that I had to do after I finished the last episode. So I said, you know what? I kind of want to make the update video a bit sooner, so I'll do this and I'll take the next week as a break. So, yeah, for people on YouTube that want to, well, I guess not people on YouTube, but people on YouTube and on Patreon that want to give me suggestions about the next playthrough, feel free to just give me some more suggestions on the link, not on the link, on the comment on this video. And if you guys are on YouTube but are not on Patreon just yet, this is also a good time for you to pledge on the Patreon once if you want to get into the role or into the pool for next Patreon votes. Sorry that I'm scratching my arms a lot. I think I got bitten by a mosquito. You guys might have noticed that there's no like microphone in front of me. That's because I set this microphone over here. It's atop of my monitor, so you guys can't see it. It's awesome. I have like so much freedom outside of my or in front of me. It's pretty damn good. I think I've said this in one of my episode recordings before, but I have done or I have um what is it? I have knocked over my tea and it kind of ruined my, like token for my ATM. And that was because I was playing around with the microphone in front of me, right? I had to fiddle around, try to get my glass, and then when I was like recording, I tipped it over. But yeah, that's about it for the updates for, just YouTube and Patreon in general. Now, this is going to be more about my life. So if people are not really interested in my life, I guess you guys can just skip this video over. This isn't really a, a long update video. I just wanted to say that I'm done with both recording for Patreon and also on YouTube so that you guys can give me more suggestions. Oh, I forgot to mention, but I added in some Patreon other tiers for people that want to support more. So if people want to support just once, I highly recommend actually going on the higher tiers since right now the higher tiers give you bigger pools. So there's like $3 tiers, right? That's like the base tier that I use for Patreon usually. You guys will have all access to the early access of all playthroughs that I've done, along with the H scenes. And you also have, like the poll for the Patreon pool, right? But there's actually quite a bit of people now, so and I feel like it was hard for me to actually get in touch with them before. But I have a private Discord now for people that are patrons. So if you guys are on Patreon but you guys haven't linked your Patreon with Discord, I do encourage you to do that because if you win, I will notify you on the Discord. That's the easiest way for me to contact you guys. I said this before, but some people actually use burner accounts for Patreon, so even if I contact them via email, it's impossible for me to contact them. So yeah, getting back into topic, I added in tiers for $5 and also $10. $5, you actually have 3 times the chance for your votes to become like picked. And then the $10 one, I don't know, maybe I'll make it like 5 times or maybe even 10 times. That's like for people who really just want their votes to be picked or their visual novel to be picked. So yeah, added in those, and I feel like I should put in like a $1 tier just for people that here's the thing though, I want to give early access to people on YouTube about all of the stuff that I've already uploaded on YouTube, but I don't know whether or not it's possible because I have them set this scheduled. So it's always scheduled on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for me, right? So they'll be uploaded for you guys on YouTube and be public. But I don't know whether or not if I set those to schedule, I can actually give you guys the direct link for it. As in like a private video. I'm not too sure about that. I was thinking about maybe getting like a $1 like a patron like tier for people who just want to have early access and don't really care about the 8 scenes, because let's be real, sometimes when I play these 8 like arrow gays, you guys don't really care about the 8 scenes. Some of them. I gotta say that the Rand series, I feel like if you guys don't care about the 8 scenes, they are very good. They're not really they're hot. They're hot. Don't get me wrong, they're hot. But the reason why you want to actually see them is because it gives um so much personality when it comes to rants. In other games, you probably just want them to fap. That's it. But okay, enough about that. That's enough about the Patreon and YouTube stuff. I'm gonna talk about my life now because um on the last update video, I actually said that I was getting back into working with my brother. But after working for about a month and a half, I realized that taking a break from work for 2 years made me a bit socially inept. In videos like this, I feel like I'm not really socially inept because technically I I I'm getting responses from you guys in the comments, but it's not direct response. It's not like instantaneous response, right? And that's fine. I can, and besides, most of the comments are pretty reasonable. That's what I feel anyway. But in a working environment, I just it's very draining. Like it makes sense because I said this to my friend and he said, "Yeah, you've been like a NEET for 2 years. It makes sense when you just jump back straight into work, you're gonna feel a bit uncomfortable." He said, "Just do it. You're gonna think that work is work at some point." But here's the thing, after not working for 2 years, I also start to realize that there's, what is it? There's lots of like time that when you're working, you're not really working, right? And that to me feels awkward, since I actually believe that when I'm home, when I go to the gym, when I do something, I am very efficient. I think my values and my personality is pretty evident in my playthroughs. So you guys probably have a good grasp on how I am as a person. So when you put someone like me into like a company, I feel like I always want to revolutionize it. Not saying that I want everything to go my way, but I, I'm being put in the company as a supervisor and also someone who deals with exports and imports. Well, mostly imports. We don't really export too much right now. So when I supervise someone, when I take a look at the employees that my brother has, it's it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? It feels like they're not putting too much effort. And as a supervisor, I feel like my job is to actually make everything efficient, right? I give them advice, I talk to them, maybe try to improve, etc., etc., but I still feel like they're not very efficient. And the thing is, the reason why I came back to work was because I wanted to help my brother, since he just got swindled a couple 100,000 from his company from one of his employees that was in a pretty important position. That's why I'm being put as a supervisor, and my sister is being put as an auditor, right? So I'm not really in it for the money. I really just wanted to help him. But he was also giving me this position to help me. So we were both really helping each other. Me wanting to actually help him because I feel like it wasn't fair that he was working so hard building this company and he was swindled by someone who he trusted, right? And yeah, and he was helping me because he was seeing me not working for 2 years. Sure, I am living pretty comfortably, but he also gives me a good realization. So I think I briefly mentioned the fact that my dad is actually sick, right? Sometimes he goes to Malaysia for recuperation, sometimes just for a checkup, sometimes for etc., right? And I never really pitch in to try to, just split the cost. I realized that my money, if I were to live alone, I can live pretty comfortably since I live in Indonesia. The cost of living is pretty cheap. I already got a house. I'm still living with my dad, so I don't have to pay for rent. I pay for electricity, I pay for water bills, I pay for internet, I pay for food, but that's about it. So throughout all of that, my living cost is actually not that expensive. But my brother gives me a very good, like, reality check. Come on, dude. Are you really gonna be living like this forever? Don't you want to have, like, kids? Or, don't you want to get married? Don't you want to have kids? Don't you want to help, like, the family if, like, at some point there would be an not an accident, but, like, an incident, right? Or, not incident, I guess. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, in case of like an emergency, I guess. What happened to my dad, it was totally abrupt. Before he actually got diagnosed with light stroke, he was just living a normal life. He was still working at 68 or 69. I think it's been about a year or 2 years since he got diagnosed with light stroke, and then he kind of shut down. He doesn't really do a lot other than eat, sleep, talk, and even that is very minimal, right? So it's definitely an emergency or something that you didn't really think would happen to you, that my dad would suddenly just break down like that. Well, it's mostly because he's pretty old, but still, wouldn't you want to have savings to help someone in need in case that happens? And yeah, I actually do think that is something that I need. That is a very good reality check. I can keep living like this for, I don't know, maybe 5 years, 10 years. I can still comfortably live like this. But will I be able to help people? I don't think I will be. I don't think I would be able to. And that probably also comes across in a lot of my, like, visual novel playthroughs. I am a very individualistic person. I would think very hard whether or not I want to help someone. And usually when I help someone, it's not really monetary. Of course, I feel like monetary help is not as important as, like, mental support or just you being there for the person it's themselves. But financial support is also very important. I do realize that. So yeah, I feel like I just want to say that I'm trying to find a job that's really for me, since I am stopping the job at my brother's company. Since we talked it out, it's not like I left in bad taste or in bad terms. We talked it out. I just said, bro, I don't think I can do this. Not to mention, I forgot to mention, when I was working with his company like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, it wasn't as big as it is now, and I was mostly an employee. I didn't get promoted into branch manager, I guess you can say, until maybe like the last 3 months that I was there before I stopped. I stopped working. I stopped working there because of like really just personal stuff that I can't really say. I don't really feel comfortable about it, but basically me and my brother has, like a differing opinion back then. But now I feel like we are aligned again. We are okay. Like we made up. And I think it's very important for family to support each other. Man, I'm actually looking at the camera and I'm seeing the freaking Ahegao t-shirt and me talking about this serious stuff. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I just want to say that I'm trying to look for job opportunities that I feel like I can make money again. Living comfortably with deposits, with savings, with just stock trading is fine, but my brother makes a very good point in that living like this isn't really going to make you be able to help someone. And I do feel like I want to try to help people if I can. At least people that are close to me. I'm not talking about like friends. I'm not talking about relatives. I'm talking about just my core family. That's that's really who I want to support. Friends and then relatives, all those distant cousins, etc. Those are like at the very bottom of my priorities. They are not really all that important to me. But my core family is quite important. So, in about 2 to 3 weeks from now, I will be going to the Philippines or Cambodia. Actually, maybe we're going to go to the Philippines for a week, and then we're gonna cross the border to Cambodia for another week. And I'm gonna be training in marketing, which I feel like I'm not really going to like. This is going to be a bit personal, but I am not really someone who doesn't understand marketing. I've been playing games for a long time. I've been streaming for a long time. I know what people want to see. I know what gets the clicks. But it just doesn't fall in line with my personality and values. I don't really like to hype stuff up. I really don't like just going on the bandwagon, playing the newest stuff. Let's be real, if I were to want to grow this YouTube channel into a bigger YouTube channel, I'd play the newest visual novel like instantly, and I'd be like pumping content without stopping, non-stop. But it's gonna deteriorate the amount or the quality of the stuff that I do. And I don't like that. I feel like I am comfortable with the quality of the commentary that I do in my playthroughs. I feel like having a set schedule, not necessarily going over and under, is very good for both refreshing my mind. Since this happened on Princess X on the last episode, before the finale, I was actually recording and I'm like, damn, I really hate this character. And the game kept on narrating her thoughts, and I'm like, damn, I'm not even gonna voice act this anymore. Stop a couple of days and I'm able to have a fresh mind. I'm able to think clear again, and I'm like, okay, I don't mind. Let's do this and see whether or not I hate this character again. And I didn't mind her. I still shit on her, of course, but I didn't mind voice acting her again. So I feel like it's whatever. Like training, it's gonna waste money, right? It's gonna waste money, but I don't know actually. Like I feel like I want to have the knowledge, but it's gonna waste money. Knowledge is power, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with gaining the knowledge, but marketing, huh? Like I said, it's not like I don't understand marketing. I know what it is people want to see, but I'm not really there to show people what they want to see. I'm just there showing how I am. I don't really make a character. I don't really try to act out a specific character when I do these playthroughs. Maybe sometimes I'm a bit exaggerated, but I think that's pretty common, right? I feel like I'm actually a pretty uh hyperbolic person in general in real life too. I like to play with my nieces and my nephews, and they really prefer it when I do my skits or when I talk like in hyperbole. But okay, I guess that's enough me rambling about just like work in general and stuff like that. It's just me trying to like make sense of like my situation, I guess. I'm just trying to give myself closure in this update video, not really like to try to tell you guys anything. The only thing I want to tell you guys was just the first like 6 minutes about YouTube and Patreon. Like I said, after this, it's all just talking about my life. So if you guys end the episode or end the video right there, that's fine by me. But I guess if you guys are this far in, I do appreciate you guys just listening to my story. But yeah, YouTube, I don't really think I will like ever make everything on YouTube like paid like at all. After we reach 500 subscribers though, there is gonna be a join button for people on YouTube. I if I can, I will give you guys early access for that. Early access to the videos that I've recorded. I'll probably just make it into like a $1 or something. Or like I said, I will make the $1 Patreon thing, but I don't know whether or not it's possible to do that for YouTube. That's the thing. But well, that's it for me. Hope you guys have an enjoyable day, enjoyable night, enjoyable whatever time it is over there. This video will be up at 3 a.m. my time, but I'm recording at 9:46 p.m. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Do feel free to put your suggestions on the next visual novel. Don't forget about that. And for people on YouTube that wants to have a bigger poll or have a bigger chance for their visual novels to be picked, do feel free to pledge on the higher tiers. $5, $10, that's gonna be the big tiers. I guess I can't really give much other than making the polls or making your chance to win higher, since you know I don't really know what else to offer when I when I just do this. Really, I guess you guys will be giving me more money, and I appreciate that. But okay, I'll catch you guys next time. See ya. God damn it, my mouse is dead after talking for like 20 minutes.